Hello and brightest blessings, beautiful souls. I'm Amethyst Moonflower and welcome to my channel, a sacred space where we discuss all things spiritual, magical, and personal development. So if you like this type of content and want to support this channel's growth, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications so you never miss a video. I'm a certified life coach, crystal healer, artist, creator, writer, and ordained priestess, and my goal is to help others tap into their personal magic and higher self to manifest their dreams into reality and turn their passion into their purpose. If you're interested in working with me and would like to sign up for a free discovery call or just want to keep up with all my latest content because you love what I'm doing, then please check out all of my social medias or my website, and the links will be in the bio. So visit amethystmoonflower.com if you want to see more or if you want to connect. So without further ado, let's get started. So tonight we're doing the full moon in Aries circle and oracle tarot reading, and I wanted to also say I'm not going to be doing any lives for the rest of the month of October. I'm going to be just doing pre-recorded videos so that I can keep up to date with the Witchtober calendar. So tonight is the first or day one of Witchtober. 31 days of filming for October, so this is the first day of the really big challenge that I'm doing for YouTube and everybody, so I'm really excited and thank you. I figured that since, the full moon in Aries was on October 1st and it was my first video, I figured it would be a good video to start the month off with. So thank you all for coming and checking me out here tonight. So I just wanted to go over a little bit of what kind of supplies we're going to be working with tonight, or at least, what I'm going to be working with that's recommended if you want to work with them as well. So for crystals, I have some carnelian here, and carnelian is just really good for creativity and passion and that sacral chakra yummy juiciness. I freaking love carnelian. It's just such a really good mood booster, and it's kind of got that really creative childlike energy to it. And I'm also got some ruby here, and ruby is really good for, it's good for the heart chakra, but it's also good for the root chakra, the lower chakras as well. And so it's it has that passion, it has that sexuality to it, it has that just really juicy deep level of love, not just your higher levels of love, or not higher levels, but you have your puppy love, and then you have your deep passionate soulmate love. That's what ruby is good for. It's really good for that deep heart work, and also for the root chakra and sacral chakra as well. I also have some red jasper, which is a fire element type of stone, and it too is also connected to the root chakra. And I have some fire agate as well, which is another root chakra element, but it's also that fire element as well. And all these stones that I'm working with are also associated with the zodiac of Aries. And I also have some Botswana agate, which has a earth star chakra and a root chakra. It's very grounding, very soothing, very gentle, and earth connecting. And I'm also working with a couple pieces of lepidolite, which is this really pretty light purple stone, and it's a natural mineral of lithium, and so it's really great for easing anxiety and stress, and it just really calms the nervous system and everything like that, and which is really good for some of the energies that we're going to be getting into later here. And I also have a few clear quartz points and a few other, crystals that would be good for working with tonight would be like a bloodstone or diamond, hematite. Those types of stones are also really good for Aries energy. And I'm also burning my special full moon incense blend that I made this blend myself a while back. It has a myrrh, it has myrrh resin, and it also has frankincense in it. It has sage, lavender, rose, lemongrass, white willow, chamomile, jasmine, and I think it also has some violet. It smells so beautiful. This is my full moon blend, and so I'm going to add a little bit here to get us going. That smells so good. And I'm also working with tonight this special fire element zodiac oil blend that I also made. This is my own special blend that I kind of created. I made it. There's a lot of herbs and essential oils that are associated with the element of fire, and that are not necessarily the best for putting on the skin directly, like cinnamon and things like that. So a lot of the things that I used in here are associated with fire, but they're skin safe. They're safe for the skin, so I can anoint myself with it, which I will be doing. But it has let me think. It has frankincense and myrrh and orange essential oil, and the red that you see is dragon blood resin powder that I ground up and added to it, so it gave it kind of that reddish color. And it also has a little bit of coriander and basil in here as well. So it's my fire element zodiac oil blend. I have an oil for each of the elements that I use for working with zodiac energy. So anytime I'm working with a zodiac, I don't have 12 different types of oils that I made. I just made the element and I use it as depending on which sign I'm in. So that's why I call it elemental zodiac. And I'm going to be taking a little bit of this, and I'm going to anoint my third eye and my wrists. And also, as we move on here, tonight we're going to be working with this pink candle. And the reason why I chose pink is because also the energies that are going on with the fire element is really potent and powerful right now, but I kind of wanted a little bit more of a gentler approach to it. I didn't want it just to be like wham bam in your face crazy fire element. That I wanted it to be a little bit more gentler, so I chose pink because pink is a lighter version of red, so it just has a much more softer, gentler approach to working with the element of fire. So the full moon in Aries, like Aries is a fire sign, obviously I've mentioned that, but so a lot of the energies that's going on right now is that there's a lot of passion, there's a lot of high intensity emotions, life force energies, kind of like that warrior god, warrior goddess, a lot of strength and competition, and the full moon kind of brings that peak energy, that fullness, and a full circle moment and completion of cycles, releasing old energies, cleansing and clearing. So usually when we're working with the fire element, there is a lot of cleansing, charging, purification, transformation, transmutation type energies. But because Aries is ruled by Mars, and Mars is in the sign of Aries, but it's in retrograde, a lot of the energies under this full moon are in reverse. So if you're using a tarot card, you can pull a tarot card upright and it gives you a standard, this is what this card means. But when it's in reverse, it has either the opposite of that or the darker version of that. The more, in not necessarily positive attributes. So a lot of the energies that we'll be feeling, and what we're getting out of this is everybody's feeling right now is a lot of, anger and aggression and irritability going on. And it kind of like, because Mars is a very go straight forward type of sign, a very let's go, get things done, go, and very passionate and wants to move forward and wants to get things done. But it's like being late for work, but being stuck in traffic, and there's construction and delayed signs, and nobody's going anywhere, but you have to get somewhere, but you can't go anywhere. That's kind of the energy that we're kind of feeling as a collective right now, is that, that fire energy is just giving us so much that we just want to go, and do, and get things done, and accomplish, and succeed, and go for it all. But then at the same time, the universe is like in construction mode. It's like, sorry, I know that the world wants to keep going, but we're going to slow you down. There's going to be a delay. There's going to be, a stop or a stuck feeling that is frustrating and it's irritable. And another way to look at it is that, because of that fire and that passion that usually Aries and the fire signs elements kind of bring up, there's a lot of romantic sexual energy that's associated with the element of fire as well. And when it is in reverse, it can either kind of like put a slow down to your romantic life or to your sexual life. It can kind of make it, or it can bring up a lot of fighting, a lot of disputes, a lot of, miscommunications, and a lot of just feeling like you're not getting along quite well, or you're not meeting each other eye to eye, and you're saying or doing something that can really get to the other person. So relationships are kind of a little right now, but not all of them are going to be affected the same way, but generally speaking, most relationships might get a sense of uneasiness or unwell, for a little bit. But if you're in a good relationship and you're a strong, healthy relationship, it's going to be something that you can easily get through. You're just going to have to show some patience and not be hot-headed over every little situation that comes your way. So that's another reason why I'm going to be trying to working with some more gentler energies tonight, because I kind of feel like underneath this full moon, there's a lot going on, and a lot of the energies that we should be working with should really just be to bring ourselves into center and to calm things down and to ground us and to center us and to cleanse and charge and try and focus more on the positive attributes of that fire energy and not so much on the not so positive attributes of the fire energy that's going on. I know it's hard because there's a lot to be frustrated about. And it's okay to be frustrated, like frustration and anger and stress and everything like that. Those are valid emotions, and there's usually a reason why you're feeling that way, but you want to take a more healthier approach and not just fly off the handle and freak out and make a big deal out of things and end up regretting your actions later because you didn't slow down and take the time, instead. And you don't want to burn your candle at both ends and burn yourself out, which is another thing that can be going on right now in this really potent energy, is that you could be, there's a higher probability of burning yourself out because you're trying to go, but the universe is slowed down, and it's kind of like, what's the best way to put it? The best way to put it for me is, when you're trying and you're trying and you're trying, but you're not going to get anywhere, because the harder you push, the more delays you create. So it's better to just sit back and relax and just do a little bit and get through it, and then relax when you have to relax, and take a break when you have to take a break. Sorry, I had something in my mouth. But anyway, I'm drinking some really beautiful warm tea. It's called like Gypsy Cold or something like that. It's a warm, spicy fall tea. Great for the season and great for boosting the immune system. So now that we have talked about all of that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to anoint my pink candle here, and I'm going to rub my oil all over my candle, and as I do, I'm going to set my intention. And this candle is not just for me, it is for anybody and everybody who's watching now or in the future. And all you have to do is set your intention, and this candle is for everyone and all of us. Now, obviously, if you are into candle magic, there's a lot more you can do with the candle. You can carve it, you can carve it and put glitter in it, you can roll herbs on it, you can, glue crystals to it, there's a lot that can be done here. But I'm just going to anoint my candle with my fire element zodiac, and I'm just going to say a simple little prayer over it. And this prayer is more like an affirmation that anybody who wants can set their intention to as well. So, dear Lord and Lady, the divine God and Goddess of the universe, all the angels and spirit guides and ancestors that are here for our highest good and greatest benefit, please bless this candle and our intentions as we set for the month ahead underneath this Aries full moon. May our aggressions and irritabilities and frustrations and everything that's been getting underneath our skin and the drama of life and all that crazy chaotic energy that's just being built up like a steam pot under pressure, let all of that energy be released and melt away as this candle burns down. And may we see the beauty in this surrender into the universe and know that our timing is different than the timing of the universe, and the universe has perfect timing. And when we are in flow with the universe, we are in flow with that perfect timing, and all things will come in due time, the time when it's meant to be. And do not try and rush and push so hard, and learn to enjoy the moments. Learn to play and enjoy time, and that not everything has to be perfect. That, it's good to have fun, and it's good to enjoy life and enjoy the season. And not everything has to be so serious. And if things are bothering us, just help us move past those things. Help us move on. And help us not to let the heat of the moment get best of our tempers and do or say things that would hurt ourselves or others as well. So, thank you for your blessings, and so mote it be. And I'll light this candle for the collective. And I will also be leaving this candle burn even beyond this video. So I'll let it burn all the way down to the bottom. And our intentions will be set. And so my back is starting to hurt, but I got my pillow. I'm good. Anyway, I have this selenite wand, and if you have one, you're more than welcome to use one, or if you have another type of healing wand or magical wand or any type of wand. And if you don't have a wand, get a stick, or you could even just use your hand. If you want, you can use your open palm hand and do a scan with just your hand. If you don't have a wand or choose not to work with the wand, but I'm working with the wand. And selenite is a wonderful crystal to work with as a wand when it comes to energy healing and energy work. So what I'm going to be doing here, and if you want to as well, just do a quick scan of the body, slowly moving around, bringing it across the neck, the shoulders, past the arm, and coming back underneath, past the armpit, down the rib cages, the hips, the thighs, knees, ankles, feet, cross over, get the back of the legs, get underneath the feet, get all around. And if you have a spot on your feet or ankles, knees, or anywhere in your body that hurts, especially that's been bothering you, just spend a little bit of extra time in that space if you feel like you have to, and when you do it like in a swipe away motion. Swipe the energy clean away, like you're sweeping it away from you. So you're going to sweep that energy away from the areas that really need it. I find my feet and my knees are always needing extra energy movement. Also down the arms, get the underneath, get the back of the neck and around the head, the shoulders and the back. Remember to keep that sweeping away, clearing the energy. If you feel like you have to go over a couple times, it's okay. We're just cleansing and clearing. And when you're done, and just set that aside. And I also have here, if you have some, it's a great tool to have in your arsenal. If you don't have some, it's super easy to make. Just get yourself a little spray bottle like I do, and you just use some new moon or full moon blessed water with a little bit of Florida water in it, and it makes a nice cleansing spray. And then you can add an essential oil of your choosing, but usually if I was going to add an essential oil, I would add something like frankincense or rosemary or white sage. Those are really good cleansers, really good for just anointing, cleansing, and purifying yourself. And I also have added a tiny little crystal for each one of the chakras. And so this is what I call my aura cleansing spray. And it's wonderful to have because it uses the energy of the moon blessed water as well as Florida water and the crystals. Makes this beautiful elixir that really gets into your auric system, and it purifies you and it cleanses you and makes you all nice and fresh. And the reason why I'm doing this is to show you that sometimes when we're underneath the full moon, there's a lot of pressure to do a lot of rituals and spell work and things like that, but not every full moon and new moon or Sabbath needs a crazy circle, needs a crazy ritual. Sometimes the ritual is self-care, or just spending time next to your altar or in your sacred space. And also, taking a bath and cleansing your body physically as well as spiritually, or even clearing and cleansing your space and your magical tools. These simple little things are part of the ritual that is more important than casting and calling the elements and doing a spell and all these things. It's very important that when energies are chaotic, that it's not always the best time to do spell work unless the spell work is directly in tune with the energies that are going on. But when the energies are as chaotic as they are right now, with the Mars in Aries retrograde and the full moon being in Aries, that the emotions are very super high. I mean, the full moon has always been known to increase emotional energies and energetics and everything like that, but now they're even quadrupled heightened. And so instead of really getting into that heightened chaotic energy, I'm trying to bring the energy down into a more grounded and cleansed, peaceful charge space. And I'm just bringing it here and creating this space for you as well. So I hope you enjoy. And I think now I'm going to move on to pulling a couple cards for the collective. I am using the Wild Unknown Tarot by Kim Crass. I'm just going to be pulling 3. Oh. What messages does the universe have for the collective as we move forward into the rest of this month ahead? Underneath this Aries new moon. Sorry, that was my phone. Excuse me. Alright. So, we have the 6 of Pentacles. Can you see that? The first card is the 6 of Pentacles. So this is the energy that we're shifting away from. We're shifting away from the 6 of Pentacles. Now, let me read what the book has to say here. I find this very interesting for a shifting away energy. The 6 of Pentacles indicates that your long-awaited fruits are ready for harvesting, bringing more wealth than anticipated. Make sure you are generous during this bountiful time. This card can also signify generosity coming from someone else. If this is the case, accept the help with grace and put the resources to good use. So, it's not necessarily meaning that, we're moving away from prosperity and abundance. I think it's showing you that you have already harvested your prosperity and abundance, and that everything that you are supposed to be granted for all that stuff is already here and it's already around you, and that maybe with this present energy, which the center card, which is the 5 of Wands, is kind of like a little bit more of a confusing thought type of energy, where your mind may not be exactly where it needs to go. Is probably part of that Mars retrograde energy that I was talking about, of so you're not awake, you're not aware to the fact that you already have everything. You're probably sitting there wishing and hoping that you was going to get all this stuff, but the truth is that you already have it. You're just not being aware. You're not looking around and being grateful for everything that you already have. So take a moment and just really be in that space and enjoy the season. Enjoy this beautiful harvest season. Enjoy the bounty around you. Enjoy the family and your friends and everything that's around you, and just be grateful. Don't get so stuck in your head and thinking that, it should have been like this, or it should have been like that, or it's not what I wanted, or blah, 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 blah. Because, when you're grateful and you're thankful, the universe will give you more. What you put out is what you get back. So be sure to count your blessings. And the energy that we're moving into is the Hermit. We're moving into that Hermit mode. This is a space where it's time for you to just spend a time in solitude and maybe a little bit of isolation. I know that's kind of a trigger word right now because of, what's been going on in the world, but nothing's wrong with a little bit of solitude, especially as we go into the winter months, because the winter months are about solitude. They are about that inner work, that inner healing. And especially when we're underneath the energy that we are right now, you know, because we're fighting a lot of inner battles. And sometimes the only way we can heal and move on past those inner battles is if we take time to ourselves and do that self-care thing. But also, you know, don't go too far in to yourself and forget about the world around you. But you do want to, you know, take that time and enjoy that space for yourself. And I'm going to also be using my Highberry Oracle cards that came with my Herbiary book. This is the book that I got, and I got the cards with it. By the way, look at this book. I'm going to be talking more about this book in a movie or a video that I'm going to be making here coming up really soon. Here, a part of our October, my Witchtober videos that I'm going to be making. So this book will be talked about more, but I'm going to be using the little oracle deck that came with it because it's one of my favorite little decks. I love this deck. So let's see what the Plant Kingdom has to say for the collective as we move forward underneath this. Ooh. Dropped a card. It looks like we got Comfrey. What needs mending? Wow, that's beautiful. I love this cocoon card. This is one of my favorite cards, but notice the Hermit going within. Alright, sorry, it's a little off. Going within and healing, transforming, transmuting, you know, turning into that beautiful, beautiful butterfly. Gorgeous, gorgeous energy. And in fact, I might even just read a little bit out of the book to see what it has to say about this card, because I just love this card so much, and I kind of feel like I want to get a little bit more confirmation. It says, Comfrey loves to mend, skin, bones, soil. There's so much to do. She dives deep, magical molecules, rebuilding broken chains, restacking cells into tissue and tissue into muscle. This is joyous work for Comfrey, so she tends to work quickly, sometimes too quickly. Her boldness can border on recklessness, and her mad scientist exuberance can get ahead of herself and forget first steps. Comfrey is a reminder to work systematically, starting with the deepest layers and working your way out. Even creative endeavors need to be built on a solid foundation. If Comfrey appears, ask what needs mending and then pause to assess and plan before diving in. Oh my gosh, that is so in alignment right now with what is going on with these energies. Yes, yes, yes. Not being too, you know, that letting that crazy fiery Mars retrograde energy push you into doing something too quickly. Take the time to think and focus on make that plan. And let's see what the Spirit Animal Oracle has for us this evening. I love this deck. This is one of my favorite decks. Close. There. Gorgeous deck. Love working with this deck. Though it's kind of almost too big for me. Anyways, let's see what the Animal Kingdom has to say for the collective underneath this Aries new moon for the month ahead. Animal spirits, guide us. Share with us your wisdom. Giraffe spirit, see the big picture. Sorry, trying to get it in the center here. See the bigger picture. Wow. That's beautiful. Take the time to look around you and not get caught up on the small little details that might this over here or that over there. Look around and see the bigger picture. It's like there's not even a whole lot to say about that. I kind of feel like that card is probably more for a few people instead of everybody, but the ones who needed to hear that card is there for. Thank you, and let me know if that resonated with you. And I'm going to pull one more card. I'm going to pull a card from my Work Your Light Oracle deck, also one of my favorite oracles. Divine Spirit, Angels, Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, Mother, Father, Jesus, please come into our space and bring us messages for the collective. What is it that we need to know? Ooh. Trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? Trust your intuition. Oh, I'm trying to hold this straight for you guys. Trust your intuition. Trust your gut. You know, you already know the answer. You already know what you want to know. You're not accepting it as the answer. But the truth is, you already know. You keep looking outside of yourself for the answer, but the answer is within. Alright? And if you need further guidance, don't be afraid to communicate with your angels, your spirit guides, or the divine in however way you connect and communicate with them. You know, really call out for that guidance, but trust your gut. Trust your instincts, you know, follow your heart. Alright? It's okay to follow that. Okay? There's no if you don't listen to it and you go against it, you'll regret it. Trust me, you'll regret it. Because every time I go against my gut, I regret it. So don't regret it. And bottom of the deck, Warrior Woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? This to me is very much Aries full moon energy. I mean, Aries is the warrior, and the full moon is the goddess at her fullest. So Aries full moon is like that divine feminine Artemis energy. Alright? That powerful woman, Joan of Arc energy. That Mulan energy. Alright? That powerful female divine energy that stands up for what she truly believes in, who trusts her gut and trusts her instinct. When she follows her gut and trusts her instinct, she becomes that warrior. She becomes strength, and she stands up for what is right and what is truth, and for justice. She is usually the speaker for those that cannot speak for themselves. Alright, so become that warrior. Step into that powerful goddess energy. Yes! Artemis, definitely. So, that's enough cards for tonight. We still have quite a bit of candle left, but like I said, I'm going to let that burn for you guys tonight. Well, at least until it's burned up, I'm going to let it go. So let's all just come into space. I'm going to play my singing bowl for just a minute, and then I'm going to release the space. Well, thank you all for joining me for this beautiful Aries full moon and for this day 1 of Witchtober. And guess what? I'll be back again tomorrow. So I hope that you'll all be here, and hopefully I'll have a video out sooner. I know it was probably a little late today, but you know how life is. But you know what? The universe has its own timing, and at least I did what I said I was going to do, and that's what counts. And remember, we're all here to just have fun and enjoy yourselves and maybe learn a little bit and connect and build that relationship. So if you guys want to connect more, check out my social medias or my website at amethystmoonflower.com. Let's connect. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think and what your plans are for the full moon or for October or Witchtober or whatever, and just connect and let's get going. All right, so I love you guys and thank you all so much, and brightest blessings. Namaste.